News at 1. FCT Police Command reassures the public of safety ahead of May 29 inauguration. Former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair pledges support for the incoming administration. And Federal Medical Center CAFI performs heart surgeries set to curb medical tourism. A very good afternoon to you and welcome to NTA Channel 5 News at 1, the Unity Station. My name is Aisha Oba Ali. It was a dream comes true for the Nigerian Customs Service as President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurated the service headquarters in Abuja. State House correspondent Jide Onifade has the report.
Well, thank you very much.
Located in Eyebrow Maitama area of Abuja, the foundation of the 12-story building was laid by the Olusegun Obasanjo administration, but the construction work on it has been slow, leading to the cost leaping from 2.8 billion naira back in 2005 to 19.6 billion naira at completion in 2023.
Under your guidance, we have witnessed remarkable milestones that have revolutionized our operations and brought us closer to our goal of becoming a world-class customs administration. We are particularly grateful for Your Excellency's recent signing of the Customs Bill into law, bringing an end to the old law which has been in force for the last 63 years.
The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service commends the President for the transformation which has taken place within the customs with the support such as the modernization of its service operations as well as the improvement of workers' welfare. President Muhammadu Buhari, who deliberately keeps aside his prepared speech, says his choice of headship of the Ministry of Finance and the Nigerian Customs Service was deliberate.
Deliberately close the borders because knowing Nigerians, they order rice and give some Niger address and then they bring the rice here. And with our land and our potentialities, we thank God, Nigeria is favored. We have people, we have land, we have weather. How many nations are so lucky as Nigeria in the world? Very few nations are as lucky as we are. We thank God for that. So closing that border, 1,600 kilometers, more than that, from Lake Chad to Benin. And Nigeria insists that they have to impress their neighbors and other people that they eat foreign rice. I said, no rice. You either you eat what you grow what you eat, or you die. I think I tried to make my point. And later, Nigeria appreciated it because it provides more jobs. People go back to the land. We have the land, and we produce what we eat. Let whoever grow excess rice eat his own rice or sell it somewhere else, but not to Nigeria.
The president says it is important for the country to have a good relationship with neighboring countries. In Abuja, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
In the meantime, former British Prime Minister Tony Blair has visited President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu and expressing readiness to support the incoming administration to succeed in office. Musbah Hudan Wahab reported that Mr. Blair was on a congratulatory visit to the incoming president at the Defense House, Abuja.
President-elect Bola Tinubu arrived at the Defense House Tuesday afternoon for the first time since he returned from his official visit to Europe. His second-in-command, Kashim Shettima, and Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila were also on ground. It was apparently for the reception of an August visitor, former Prime Minister of UK, Tony Blair, on a brief but very significant visit. Mr. Blair, who left office since 2007 after more than 10 years, now runs the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change, which he said has been working with governments around the world to help them deliver on their mandates and is extending the same gesture to Nigeria's incoming presidents. He commended Tinubu's campaign focus on key areas of security, economy, agriculture, and power, describing the intertwined nature of the areas as critical to the development of any society. The former UK Prime Minister expressed optimism that with the interest shown by investors in Nigeria, the Tinubu administration could get the support it needs to spur economic developments in the country. President-elect Tinubu spoke of a shared vision between him and the Tony Blair Institute in their priority areas, but underlined the importance of tackling investment challenges and the need for social investments to fight poverty. Tinubu promised that his administration would invest more, put technology in place, and keep terrorists at bay for a conducive environment that will encourage investors and open up opportunities for the people. The incoming president, apparently preparing to make good of his promise to hit the ground running from the first day in office, returned a few days ago from an official 10-day trip to Europe. In Abuja, Musbau and Wahab, NT News.
And on security, in a matter of days, dignitaries from across the globe will troop into the Federal Capital Territory to partake in the handing over ceremony. In view of this, what measures are in place to provide the needed security? Correspondent Onotu Yakubu brings us insights.
Show of force, covert and overt intelligence drive, stop and search as well as sweepers raking operation have been in high supply recently across the FCT. Abuja presently is the most sought-after location in Nigeria. In matter of days, dignitaries and diplomats from all walks of life will converge on the Federal Capital Territory to witness Nigeria take further democratic milestone, and the police formations in the nation's capital says nothing will be left to chance. However, confidence and expectations are high amongst residents in the provision of the needed security.
I believe, to my own expectation, that the city government is on top of the security situation. As has to do with the FCT, the Federal Capital Territory, I'm expecting the government to do all that within their best ability possible to ensure a smooth handing over ceremony.
Kompo Haruna Garba, he has set up a sting team. Those teams to go around and just for constant raiding and also to flush out all those illegal shanties. Yes, and also we have reactivated our blockage. That is, the entire Eagle Square is going to be cordoned.
This is the Eagle Square, the magnificent national open event arena. In days to come will be no-go area to individuals who have no business being around this facility. The measure is part of proactive efforts by security agencies to curtail any excesses that may lead to the threat of the security of the event before, during, and after. ACP Magawata says, in a bid to ensure hitch-free events, the command has designed a robust security arrangement defined by tactical deployments within and outside the event grounds.
As we are the leading agencies, the military, the DSS, the civil defense, they are all carried along. They are with us and we synergize and work together. And we are maintaining that cordial relationship.
ACP Magawata reiterated the Commissioner of Police Haruna Garba's charge on operatives to be on top of their game, discharge their duties with utmost respect for fundamental human rights and abide by standard operational rules of engagement. In Abuja, Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
Still on security, the Nigerian police force has reassured the public of its preparedness and commitment to maintaining peace and order ahead of the May 29th presidential inauguration ceremony. Assistant Commissioner of Police Operations, FCT Police Command, Mode Magawata, gave the reassurance during during an NTA Abuja live program called The Police. Cecilia Julius reports.
Residents of the FCT have expressed mixed feelings over the state of security ahead of the May 29th presidential inauguration. Speaking during the live program, the Assistant Commissioner of Police Operations, FCT Police Command, Mode Magawata, rolled out activities of the force to combat security threats and maintain peace.
We have already activated our point, and the EOD have already commenced the sweeping. That's on daily basis. And the JTF, now they have already commenced the total sweeping. Okay. That is constant raiding, aggressive stuff as such. But the only thing now, we just have to appeal to the FCT resident this time around. They have to bear with us. No room for any criminality. And if you think you can try us, you can. They will give you will hit you, and also will give you the what you have never expected.
He appeals to the public to cooperate with the police by providing prompt and relevant information to aid the force combat crime and all forms of criminality. Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
And away from security, the Nigerian Bar Association Buhari branch has commenced its 2023 Law Week with the theme "A Vibrant Bar, a Panacea Towards Good Governance and Sustainable Development." Miriam Emeka Amadi continues the report from here.
To be vibrant, I choose to be different, I choose to make such a big difference that the powers that be will know that we exist.
Being a vibrant lawyer who champions good governance for sustainable development is what each member of the Cradle Bar, Buhari branch of Nigerian Bar Association is committed to. The keynote speaker, Dr. Linus Sokori, is challenging these lawyers to defend the rule of law and promote good governance and sustainable development through collective effort, which can be attained through sharpening their skills to be relevant in today's legal community.
There are people who cannot speak for themselves. There are Nigerians who are hurt every day. They cannot speak for themselves. So when you have a vibrant bar like this, your responsibility is to begin to provide services to those kinds of people.
Their goodwill messages have tested that good governance makes a nation viable. The men behind the successful planning and execution of the Law Week are not leaving anything to chance in encouraging members to speak the truth, no matter whose ox is God.
Law is an instrument of social engineering. Thus, the bar should stay active and vibrant in promoting the rule of law, good governance, and socio-political development of our dear nation.
There was something Chimamanda Adichie said, the conspiracy of silence. Hush, let us keep this quiet so that it just pass. And she said something, that is a conspiracy of silence. And a moral duty to speak up for the truth.
The Law Week reminds the society the pivotal role lawyers play in upholding the rule of law, promoting human rights, and ensuring accountability. Miriam Emekamadi, NTA News.
And to politics, the All Progressives Congress APC Amalgamated Support Group says it is throwing its weight behind the party's nomination for the post of Senate President and its deputy for the 10th National Assembly. The group made this known during a press briefing in Abuja. Aisha Bashir completes the story.
The choice of the leadership of the 10th Senate has opened up keen contest among senators-elect. With the lobbying and politicking still on, the APC Amalgamated Support Group, through its leadership, says when competence, capacity and leadership qualities are to be considered, Senators Godswill Akpabio and Jibrin Barau have the pedigree to lead the 10th Senate.
In our position as an arm of the party, we have a duty to identify with the interests and position of our party and the choice of who emerges as the next president of the Senate and other principal officers in the next assembly. Therefore, in line with the position of the party and choice of our president-elect, we hereby declare our support for His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, aspiring for the office of the next president.
While citing the duo's antecedents and accomplishments as a peg to their choice, the political group urges senators to support the two, for this will ensure there is a good relationship between the executive and legislative arms of government.
We hereby appeal to all senators elects under our party to cooperate with the party and our president-elect in this regard, to rally round His Excellency Godswill Akpabio in ensuring that he is elected to the office of the next Senate President.
The group added that in Senators Godswill Akpabio and Jibrin Barau lies better prospects, democratic dividends and good governance. Aisha Bashir, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 1 and NTA Channel 5 Abuja, and still to come on the news. FCT administration assures residents of dividends of democracy. These and more in just a moment. Aisha. If you're just joining us, this is still the news at 1 and NTA Channel 5 Abuja. And moving on, one sure way of reducing post-service unemployment in the country is through effective participation of the skill acquisition program of the scheme. This was the message of the FCT Minister of State, Tijani Aliyu, at the closing ceremony of the 2023 Batch A Stream 2 orientation at the NYC Orientation Camp in Kubwa. Tessie Omeri reports.
Energetic in their steps, full of enthusiasm, a sign that they are well equipped to face life after school, as the 3 weeks orientation availed them the opportunity to acquire skills for self-reliance. FCT Minister of State Tijani Aliyu, on arrival, inspected the parade, urging them to make judicious use of their service here.
As you go into the Federal Capital Territory communities for your primary assignment, your association with rural and urban citizens should be developmental and peaceful in nature. This will elicit the best reaction from the people and make your service here more meaningful.
Over 2,000 core members who participated in the training geared towards attitudinal change were cautioned by the NYSC FCT coordinator to be good ambassadors.
In all aspects of our life, I think discipline is key. Every other thing comes under discipline. So without it, there's nothing one can achieve.
Core members who are appreciative of the scheme promised to be patriotic.
Wherever I'm being posted, I will make sure I did a voluntary or community service for the betterment of the community and the society and Nigeria at large.
I intend to set up businesses as well so that I have people under me who can at the same time grow and have other people. So that way there's room for employment and sustainable development in the country as well.
The passing out parade featured award presentation to the FCT Minister of State as well as other officers who distinguished themselves. In Abuja, Tessie Omeri, NTA News.
And on health, the combined efforts of government and humane individuals will make Nigeria a medical tourist hub. Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule made the assertion in a message during the inspection of open-heart surgeries performed on children by Federal Medical Center Kefi. Muhammad Awalu completes the report.
This is a theater where open-heart surgeries have been performed on children, courtesy of collaboration between Federal Medical Center Kefi and Hospitals for Humanity, a non-profit organization whose motive is to decrease barriers to healthcare for people around the world.
The team that came from Saudi Arabia. They did the first set of surgery, which were all successful. And the essence is they will work with our team. It's like every team, all these groups I have mentioned, the ones that come from abroad will have their equivalent in Nigeria in this hospital, who will pair with them and work together so that skills will be transferred. We have another set of team from US and India. They have been collaborating and working with us in this second phase, which we have already started.
So this is our interest. This is our dedication, these patients. We're doing this for Nigerian children because that's our passion.
The State Governor Abdullahi Sule, in a message, appreciated the humanitarian gesture and pledged to support the sustainability of the initiative.
We need more of such collaborations so that the state government can come in, and also spirited individuals in the country. We can set up foundations for this kind of a thing and make money available on a yearly basis so that and these guys can come in, transfer technology, transfer skills to our people.
It is hoped kind-hearted individuals will key into the project so that lives of children with heart defects will be saved. From Kefi, Muhammad Awalu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has reassured the residents of the territory to sustain the momentum of implementing innovative programs that can keep residents enjoying the dividends of democracy. Mandate Secretary, FCT Agri and Rural Development Secretary Abubakar Ibrahim made this known at a training program for FCT women on tomato preservation in Abuja. Ifeanyi Ijumba reports.
With the rapid influx of Nigerians within the FCT, the challenges before the Federal Capital Territory Administration is to implement programs that will enhance all-year food production. In furtherance of this, the Secretariat had set up an interdepartmental irrigation committee made up of experts to come up with measures that are in line with global best practices.
The mandate of those officers are to monitor our activities, including this one. You understand? So they go around, they are the people that selected the ones. They know the farmers. We ask them to go around and get farmers that are really active, and they selected these ones. It is their responsibility to now monitor the implementation and the stepping down of these activities at the efforts. So we have a very well-articulated scheme of monitoring. And
from luxurious lifestyle to providing food on their table.
We have to bridge the gap to make sure that when tomato is cheap.
Participants were advised to make good use of the newfound knowledge to improve the well-being of their families.
We sincerely apologize earlier for the poor audio in some part of that report. And moving on, let's join the sports desk for Sport Brief.
The Nigerian Football Federation's Technical Director, Augustine Egovon, is confident that the Flying Eagles can get result against Italy's under-20 boys, who were on rampage in a rapturous first half that saw Brazil eventually crumble to a 2-3 loss in Mendoza on Sunday. Since then, the name on the lips of many at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Argentina has been Italy. However, Flying Eagles head coach Ladan Basso says Nigerians Flying Eagles will not be immersed in admiring the moves of the Italians, but would rather take the fight to the youthful Azuros. in today's clash between both teams in the same venue. Meanwhile, Pep Guardiola has pleaded for a quick resolution over Man City's alleged breaches of Premier League's financial rules, but promised he will stay on as a manager regardless of the investigation's outcome. Recall that Man City in February was charged with breach of league's financial rules from 2009 to 2018. They were also accused of not cooperating since the investigation began in December 2018. With Sports Brief, Daniel, NTA News.
And before we come to a close, here is a quick recap of stories that made the bulletin. President Buhari has commissioned Customs Headquarters in Maitama, says new Custom Act will aid efficiency. Former British Prime Minister Tony Blair has expressed readiness to support the incoming administration. And that's how we conclude the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Aisha Uba Ali. Good afternoon.